One of the most frequent questions that we get about growing hay and pasture crops deals with how to fertilize. Somebody will come up to their local feed and seed dealer and ask for fertilizer and find out, there may be 5 or 10 different fertilizers to use. And so sometimes they're slightly confused on that. So when you're looking at a fertilizer, the first thing to understand is the nutrient analysis. So in this case right here, we're looking at a fertilizer that has a 19-19-19 analysis. We commonly refer to this as triple 19. Every fertilizer you look at is going to have a certain analysis, and it's going to have 3 numbers with it. The first number will always be nitrogen, the second number will always be phosphate, the third number potash. So in the case of triple 19, what this is telling me is that 100 pounds of this is going to have 19 pounds of nitrogen, 19 pounds of phosphate, and 19 pounds of potash. If I apply 200 pounds of triple 19 per acre, then I'm doubling my nutrient application. I'm putting on 38 pounds of nitrogen, 38 pounds of phosphate, and 38 pounds of potash. Now the real question is, how much fertilizer do I need to apply? And so we would tell you that you always need to fertilize based on your soil test results. So that way you're determining what your nutrient level is in the soil. So let's say that you get your soil test report back and it gives you a recommendation of 60 pounds of nitrogen, 60 pounds of phosphate, and 60 pounds of potash. That's what you require. So if you're going to try to use triple 19 to meet those nutrient needs, then simply what you do is you take the pounds of nutrient that you need, you divide it by the nutrient analysis of the fertilizer, which in this case is going to be 0.19 for 19%. And that tells you that you need 316 pounds of triple 19 to give you 60 pounds of nitrogen, 60 pounds of phosphate, and 60 pounds of potash. So the problem comes in that what happens if the fertilizer recommendation that you get from your soil test report is not in the same ratio as one of these easily available bagged fertilizers that you can get. And so it's very difficult for you at home to buy several different fertilizers and mix them together. So one of the easiest things for you to do is to take your soil test recommendations from that soil test report, bring that to your local fertilizer dealer, and then they can mix the nutrients in the proper ratios to meet those nutrient needs. If you have any other forage or beef information that you need, make sure that you check out utbeef.com, which is our website. Also check our Facebook page for the UT Beef and Forage Center, or if you want to follow me on Twitter, that's just at Dr. Gary Bates.